Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
Pub more.
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Let's get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. Episode 169. It's Preacher Man Fitzsimmons and myself. It's the dynamic duo. It's Batman and Robin. It's Pippin and Jordan. It's Favre and Sharp. It's all you got right
Love and Dobbs.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I like it. Man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. A lot of NFL talk, a little college football talk, and that's really it. So a heavy football show, which I don't think either of us have a problem with. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna start with the blind top 5. It's just you, so you have no one to compare but to yourself. Just the man in the mirror you gotta look at the end of the day here.
Okay.
All right. This is blind top 5, and because of last night's news, which we'll get into. Top 5 saddest injuries. That's right. Had to do it. We'll talk about
Aaron Rodgers, number 1.
Yeah,
Number 1. Aaron Rodgers.
Let's go ahead and mark it. All right. Well, let's start with a throwback. I don't know if you know this name. If you're into like motivational speeches on YouTube, or if you're a follower of Tennessee football, you would know this guy, Inky Johnson. He was projected NFL first-round pick cornerback. He's in his junior season. He's already like, look, I'm projected first round. I just got to make it through the season. Mama, we made it. It's all paid. Third game of the season, he goes against Air Force, makes a routine tackle, but his head's down, snaps an artery in his neck, and then it left him without use of his left hand or left arm. So his NFL career, boom, busted, done. Where do we rank Inky Johnson at?
Yeah, I didn't know that one. And I'm sure there's a million of those out there, guys that didn't pan out because of an injury in college that went unheard of. I got to put it number 5. I've never heard of this one. But yeah, that sucks. Yeah. I don't like this top 5 already.
I know it's sad. It was sad when I was making it, but I was like, it's the only thing. I was drawing a blank. It's the only thing I could think of. But if you get a chance, Inky Johnson, he's a great motivational speaker now. Check him out. He'll get you rolling. All right. Just watched the movie the other day, preparation for NFL. Boobie Miles.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got to be on the list. Boobie Miles. Is this the movie version or the real life version?
The real life version, we'll say. But if you want to think about the movie version as you put this vote in. We were supposed to go to the pros.
Yeah, in movies, this is up there. Between him and Gary Bertier.
Never be Gary Bertier.
Those are two of the key ones. I'll put him number 3. I feel like that's a solid bronze medal.
Yeah. Who knows what he could have turned out to, man? Could have been a Heisman, no doubt.
We practice and we practice.
We practice. We go to the pros. All right. Paul George, when he had the compound fracture during the Olympics. And I think that injury right there turned a lot of people away from competing internationally, which if you look at the United States basketball this past week, we need some star power, and we just don't have it. I think due to Paul George's injury, I think people are afraid to go play.
I think it existed before that. But
yeah.
Paul George, I would say 4, just because not career ending. It was scary. I do remember it.
Yeah.
Like even if Derrick Rose is on this list, you got to put Derrick Rose ahead of Paul George. Like just completely. I don't think this injury altered Paul George's career.
Right. Yeah.
And that's kudos to, I don't know, just maybe maybe you're fortunate about the injury, that it's not as severe as you think, or the work you put in, or the trainers, or the time of it, that it's in this like late 2000s
compared to early 2000,
yeah.
like it's a difference years make.
So number
Good call.
4,
Yeah.
number 4, it's not super severe. It was crazy, it was mind-blowing, but thankfully it didn't kill his career.
I agree. Well, you preluded to it. D Rose.
Phew. Man.
How about a career changer? I feel.
Yeah,
like.
and again, for D Rose, it's good that he was still able to play. He's had a decent NBA career. I mean, not necessarily numbers wise, but just saying he's gotten to play.
His longevity,
for a long time.
But we're talking about a guy who we thought maybe rivals Michael Jordan. He might change the game. And then
another one I thought of is Sean Livingston.
Ooh,
and I don't know if that's on your list.
No, it's not. That's a good one.
Very, very similar. Like, was supposed to be, and that's kind of how Derrick Rose is. Like, if he doesn't get injured, we're talking greatest point guard of all time.
Big ass.
Sean Livingston doesn't get injured, one of the greatest fours of all time. But Livingston kind of had the edge on Rose because I think he embraced that role player maybe better than Rose did. Like, he just said, all right, well, I'm just going to be a tall guard and be the guy for the Warriors, and was just killer off the bench. But I'd put Derrick Rose. I gotta put it. I don't know what you got next. I don't know what you got cooking. I think this is an easy number 1, but maybe because it didn't totally take his career out, I'll put it number 2.
Number 2. I respect that. Well, number 1.
2. This is my number 1.
I think you're gonna be happy here.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers torn Achilles. It's happened last night. It looks like maybe that's thin. He's already talked about retirement. He's contemplated it, and now you're coming back from Achilles tear, which is brutal to come back from. Maybe this is the end. Maybe this is the final blackout retreat for him.
Yeah, and my understanding is it's not so much like he could get back from this injury.
Yeah.
He's not a running back. It helps he's not J.K. Dobbins. He's not.
Right.
He's
or
not
treat
as lively. Yeah, like he's a quarterback. But it just, what I hear is it takes a long time to recover from this because there's like no blood flow basically, like in the back ankle or whatever it is, which is just wild. I just never thought of this. I miss Tim the doctor.
I know. I wish I had
his kind of walk us through this, but
I'm gonna text
no,
right
it
now
sucks. It sucks because like. And everyone knows this, but it's like, we just saw the Hard Knocks on Rodgers. This is the most interesting story of the 2023 season. Like, how will Rodgers do with the Jets, who have just been tortured for the past, feels like at least 20 years since they've been like relevant. And not even, he doesn't even get a game. It would have been. And he doesn't get to come back. There's an idea of maybe he comes back in the playoffs. Maybe it's just an early injury, but he gets back in a few weeks. No, it sucks. It's
tough.
So
I tell you what, him running out of that tunnel with the American flag, 9/11 in New York, that was like goosebumps. Like, man, this could be a magical night. And then 4 plays later, there you go.
Yeah, from a guy who doesn't believe 9/11 really happened.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, he does.
The whole that was one of the funniest exchanges between him and Zach Wilson.
Yeah, it was.
And it's like Zach Wilson just bit off more than he can chew.
I love it.
So crazy.
Well, let's talk about the Jets here. You lose Rodgers, and I feel like ever since then, their odds for Super Bowl champion have just they've been a free fall. It's been where they're coming up second, third top odds. They've dropped all the way to almost 20th, 21st odds to win the Super Bowl here. I know Rodgers brought a lot of momentum, a lot of star power there. I don't think they're dead, though. I mean, if you look at it, Rodgers played 4 plays, and that's it. They still go on to beat one of the best teams in the AFC, the Bills. And thanks to overtime, punt return, there's still enough talent on that team to get the job done, even without Rodgers. For me, I think there's a lot of upside to the Jets. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I don't think they're dead. I think they took a hit. They just got to keep on.
Yeah,
moving.
I mean it stinks because the potential with Rodgers, again, that's what we don't know. And that's where this becomes one of our great what ifs, you know. What if Rodgers doesn't get hurt? Is it similar to Brady in Tampa? I don't know. The Jets are pretty youthful though. They're pretty young. I was talking to somebody about this today, you know, the similarities between, are the Jets similar to the Niners with Brock Purdy? You know, that they have so many weapons around. You know, kind of what do you need at the quarterback position?
Yeah.
What do you actually need? Like, do you need, yeah, it's nice to have a Hall of Fame quarterback in Rodgers, but what do you need to be successful? The difference is the Niners have guys that are like at their peak.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like CMC, Deebo Samuel. It's now or never for
This
them.
is it. Yeah.
Like this is it. This is their chance for a run. Where the Jets, you know, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, they're young. These are second-year players. You know, that's the good news for Jets fans.
Yeah.
And their defense looked great last night. I mean,
Locked
scary,
up Josh Allen.
Scary. Yeah. I don't know. I think the optimistic approach is, you know, I still might be a Zach Wilson believer.
Ooh.
That I think Zach Wilson, he was thrown into a weird situation. You know, this is year 3 for him. And he was thrown in, and it was sink or swim.
He was
and
throwing the wolves. Yeah.
He sank hard.
Yeah.
But you know, then you brought in a new coach. So that, you know, he didn't play his rookie year with Saleh. You know, so, you know, are you learning a new offense at that point in year 2? Are you completely relearning everything? I'm not sure what that transition was like. And then I just thought it was interesting that with Rodgers, it was hopeful that he's going to be able, it was almost like, you know, from a Packer fan approach, it's the Matt Flynn effect. Is you get to sit behind Rodgers. He's in your ear. And Matt Flynn was one of the best backups in Packers history.
Yeah.
Just backing up for Rodgers. And I still remember the game against New England and Foxborough. Who has the headset? Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And you just wondered what was going on behind the scenes. Like what was happening in the 3 weeks that Rodgers was out and Flynn took over. Like what were the QB meetings like? What were the reps in practice? You know, how are you still have one of the greatest minds in football, you know, coaching you through it.
Right. Exactly.
And then what's happening, you know, in his ear. And you kind of saw it in preseason. There was a little teaser of that. You know, Rodgers, you know, there's a clip going around social media. Like he said to Wilson, you know, he's got the headset and he's like, you know, hey, I think you can throw a deep ball here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like that's where I'm a little optimistic is I think one for Wilson to step back into the role of backup and to go from, you know, whatever it was, March through August, prepared to be the backup, ready to come in when needed, but taking that role. And now you're really learning under one of the best to ever play the game. What sucks is if Rodgers had played like 4 weeks, I think that would have added like at least a few games. It would have added some like, you know, now Wilson gets to see it like really from the side, like really what is it that makes Rodgers great?
Right.
But so he's being thrown back in a little ahead of time. But I think the Monday night game went as perfect as it could for Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Like he didn't play great. Like, you know, let's not.
He played enough for them not to lose.
He played like he did. He played like he did all the first 2 years. But he did make a big throw at a big time to Garrett Wilson, who made the craziest catch.
Dude, what a catch.
That made me jump out of my chair.
Yeah.
Literally. Like I was just like, whoa, and woke up all of New Jersey. And then the walk-off kick return. Like Wilson didn't do anything, you know, but there's a lot of energy, obviously. And he had a big play in a crucial moment of the game that it's just like he has to be the guy, and this is his chance. You know, this is now like I don't know how you kind of take that energy and roll with it. And yeah, again, maybe thinking of Brock Purdy. Is Purdy having to come into a situation, a team that wants to make this run, and you lose your string of quarterbacks, and it's like, oh, it's all over, and you just have to rise, just to say, okay, like let me, I can be the guy. So I'm just that's where with Wilson, it's sink or swim again, but he's had a little bit of a step back. And I just don't know. I don't know what he's going to be able to do.
Fitz, I love your tangents. You start here and you just go all around the circle just to get back to the same point you always make from the beginning. I love it. I'm here for it. I think you're right.
I think by talking, that's also a problem.
Yeah.
It's also why I like podcasting.
Yeah, there you go.
I like to talk it out.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I do think Rodgers as the mentor helps a big ton, and especially if he has a headset, he can say, hey, this is what you're looking for. Hey, they're cloud coverage here. Dump. Like I think it's huge. And he brings a little extra. And I'm with you. If Zach Wilson can't get it done here, done. Zach Wilson might be dead.
I'm here for Coach Rodgers. I don't want him. Yeah. I would hate if he retires because they're still paying him, right?
Yeah, right.
So I just bring him. He's Coach Rodgers. Give him the headset. Give him a job. Utilize one of the best minds in the game.
I like it. Well, NFL Week 1 overreactions. I'm gonna start us off here. Packers, watch out, NFC. I think Packers are for real. Took care of Chicago. They still own Chi-Town. Jordan Love looked like he learned a shit ton from Rodgers, and he looks like he's the man. And I'm jealous because you go from Hall of Fame quarterback to Hall of Fame quarterback to Jordan Love, who looked amazing on Sunday. So for me, my overreaction is Packers on the hunt in the NFC.
Yeah, and I have to remind people, the Bears suck. Okay, like
there's a lot of hype
telling people, and I don't know why.
I don't know why
they were favored, and I do my preseason predictions. I go through the schedule, I look at chunks of games, and I determine records. I'm just like, this is what I think people's record are. The Bears, they're gonna finish bottom 4 in the league. They're gonna have like maybe 3 or 4 wins.
Man,
and I just hated all that. It's like, oh, Love looks great. I'm like, we haven't had a true test, So like Atlanta next week, I don't know if that's a good defense, but the real test is gonna be the Lions. I think that's week 4, Thursday night. That's gonna be the real test when he's got Hutchinson in his grill and it's a playoff caliber team.
Yeah.
But no, I'm obviously very pleased with the Packers as well. I hate the shift from they're gonna lose to the Bears to, oh my gosh, they're made. And I'm just like, right. Can we stop it's like, why is no one talking about how the Bears still suck? Like,
yeah. I just think on paper the Bears should not suck the way they do.
Yeah.
But there's something that's not
clear. They haven't proven it.
It's to me it's like the Cardinals. I look at the Cardinals, I'm like, on paper they should be decent. They're on the bottom 4 of the list too. Same with the Giants. The Giants have weapons and they might be the worst team in the league. Or the Cowboys might be the best team in the league. It depends on how you overreact on that one. But yeah, I'm with you. What about you?
I think my overreaction, Miami Dolphins, best team in the AFC.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love this story of all the Kings in the AFC lost. And I was looking at like, is Chargers Dolphins the AFC championship? Like was that our AFC championship? Those were the teams that looked like they both came out. It was a great game. It was a shootout. And no one's giving credit to the Dolphins. I was just like, man, they looked really good.
Yeah.
Tua. Like Tua is going to win a playoff game this year.
He looks like it.
I think that's probably my overreaction. And just that I don't think the Bills, as I thought the Jets played great, but I don't think the Bills, they don't look the same.
No.
The Chiefs, they look lost out there. Yeah. Obviously they're missing guys, but still they didn't look up to snuff.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened to your Bengals. I have no idea. That was probably the most surprising of all of them.
It was frustrating. I got my jersey on. My wife has her jersey on. Baby Lorenzo has his onesie on. We're watching the game, and he's crying. I'm about to cry.
I
It was bad,
know.
man. It was terrible.
Maybe I jinxed it too. You text us that photo. I said, "Oh, he's growing up in the Joe Burrow era."
It's going to be fine. No. Yeah.
Not
We're
so
missing
much.
2 offensive linemen, which clearly you could see
Mhm.
that. And I still think our line is D plus C minus at best, even with 5 starters in.
Yeah. But hey,
so-
Chargers, Dolphins.
Yeah, I like it.
That could be your AFC Championship.
I don't have a problem with it. Jag fans might have a problem with it. They feel like they got to squad down there in Duval County, but Tua with the sleeve, the tribal tattoo, he's a different animal now.
Hmm.
He says, "I don't need CTE. I got Maui strength, bombs." All right, let's pick some games now. Let's start with Thursday game. Amazon Prime, we're back, baby.
Oh,
Vikings, Eagles.
Hmm.
Over under set 48. Philadelphia 7-point favorite. Minnesota did not look good Sunday. Lost to Tampa Bay. Philly, on the other hand, looked phenomenal. The score was closer than what it looks. I think they took their foot off the throat of New England a little bit, but still, they got to win in New England. You feel good. How do you feel about this game?
Yeah, I'm taking Philly. And Minnesota is another one of those teams. I just think people's minds operate in fantasy. It operates in fantasy. Like the Vikings, everyone's raving about the Vikings. Oh, they got TJ Hawkinson and Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins. And I'm like, they're playing against Levante David and Devin White. They're going to get their clock clean. Like I was like, Bucks are going to be in it. Oh, whatever. No, they're not. I'm like, just because you don't draft any of their fantasy guys.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they got the 2 fastest linebackers in football.
I think people look at the Bucks and they go, "There's no offensive weapon. There's no offensive threat." Baker Mayfield's the sheriff there.
Yeah, but that's not what makes a good team. You know,
I agree.
Antoine Winfield Jr.
Yeah.
Shut down Jefferson in the second half.
Look at Tony Dungy's Tampa Bay Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
Or sorry, John Gruden's, but Dungy built it on defense. Gruden just banked in on that defense. That offense was shit.
I'm just saying nobody looks at O-line or defense.
Yeah.
They look at everything else, but you don't look at O-line, defense, or coaching. You know, even coaching gets kind of lost in there. No, I think Eagles clean Vikes clock, and Vikings are going to they got a tough run. They got a tough run of games.
It's
brutal. I think I had them below 500 this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't hate that take. I'm taking Philly -7. I think they win by at least 10, maybe 14 points. I mean, Vikings on the road, they couldn't get it done at home, much less on the road in a brutal place like Philadelphia. I think Philly rolls here. Let's turn to the AFC North. Ravens, Bengals, over under 46.5. Cincinnati still 3.5-point favorite. What do you take here?
I would actually think the Bengals get it back. I would think. And a lot of teams will. A lot of teams that started 0-1, they'll get it back this week. This is one of them. I didn't think the Ravens looked particularly great against the Texans. Granted, it was a bad weather game. I'd take Cincy.
Yeah, Joe Burrow 3-2 against Baltimore all time here. I think he moves to 4-2. I think Ravens without Dobbins, they've got to find an identity net. They've got to find the extra horse in the stable there for him. I'm not saying it's not there. I texted in the group, AFC Kings all go 0-3, and Devin says, "Whoa, my Ravens won though." So I got to respect him. But yeah, I think Joe Burrow, they're in the jungle. They find a way to click. I think him and T. Higgins have a massive day. If you got him in fantasy, play both of them. I think they get back on track here. That O-line's still a huge question mark, but Baltimore's front seven's not that good. I think we're okay. All right, your boys, J Love, the Falcons, over on set 40.5. Green Bay 2-point favorite on the road in Hotlanta.
Yeah, Falcons defense, they're sneaky. They're on the rise. I know it's Atlanta. It feels like NFC South is kind of the worst division in football by a long shot. But Atlanta, they definitely have some young weapons. They have some guys that are gonna have great like free agency moves in the next like 3 years, where it's like, whoa, they're getting cornerback from Atlanta, moving to, Kansas City or something crazy. Like they have some pieces like that. So it's no gimme, but I do think the Packers, they should be able to have this one just facing a QB that we feel like we can handle. I think that's really the matchup between the QBs. But Jordan Love, I'm excited to see what he does this week, obviously, but there's more air to caution. I think it's not going to be as easy as it was dissecting the Bears.
Yeah. I think this is a better challenge for Love, like you said. It's on the road. Atlanta, that place has been packed. I feel like they're close to selling out every game, if not selling out.
That mascot flying through the
dude,
rafters.
Electric. The GoPro point of view.
He's honestly the X factor, I think.
Yeah.
If he gets the crowd into it, oh man.
He's awesome. That crowd is energized. Shout out to Arthur Smith. I don't know if you saw this, but lowest concession stand prices in the league by far.
Ooh.
You get chicken tenders, fries, popcorn, a dog, nachos, pretzels, piece of pizza, and soda for $20. You upgrade that soda to a beer, it's $22.
Wow.
All that. Amazing.
Wow.
I think Arthur Smith's onto something. I think that place sells out. Big game. Give me Packers -2, though. I think they win by 5-7 points.
Yeah. That's less than a Chick-fil-A meal.
Yeah, dude.
Atlanta, what are you doing?
I love
what
it.
are they doing?
They're doing it right. All right. Raiders at Buffalo. Over on us at 47. Buffalo, 9.5-point favorite. Raiders, they look pretty good against a hyped up Denver team, which I never bought that hype either. But Mayers, Jimmy G, Josh Jacobs, they got the thing rolling on offense. Defense needs some help, though. They're going to get a test this week.
Yeah, I think Bills get it back. And again, credit to, I thought the Jets looked very good. Obviously questions at quarterback, but they looked very, very good, very complete. Bills looked flat, but I think that they'll still have mistakes against the Raiders, but I think they're better enough that they can get it done.
Yeah. I like that take. Give me Buffalo money line. Give me the over here as well. I think both teams can score a little bit here. Defensive still needs some help. Give me Buffalo to win. Detroit, Motor City hosting Pete Carroll and the Seahawks. Over runners at 47. Detroit, 6-point favorite. Do they go 2-0? Can they start the season 2-0, Fitz?
I think they can. Seahawks look pretty bad. Granted, the Rams, another one of those teams that everyone was sleeping on because you're not drafting any of their guys for fantasy. The only guy you draft, Cup, gets hurt. So they're like, all right, no chance. Rams, but that coaching staff, you got to remember, it's Sean McVay. And I know, hey, Pete Carroll's great too, but the mind of Sean McVay should not be slept on. This one's close. I think this could be a dangerous one where people take the points with Detroit, but I think it could be closer than that. I think it's a one-score game, like either a 4-pointer or a 3-point difference. But I'll take the Lions in this one.
Yeah,
I think they do it.
You read my notepad. You stole my notes. I'm not touching the spread here. But give me Detroit money line to win. Last time Detroit was 2-0. 2017. Matty Stafford was in his third year of the league. I think they get it done here. 2-0. Speaking of Lions, Tim texted me back. He gave us a prescription of Aaron Rodgers in his most doctor words as he could. # he fucked. So that's Rodgers' diagnosis from Dr. Tim.
Did you see Adam Schefter's diagnosis at halftime?
No, I didn't.
He was like, oh my gosh, because Shefty historically hates Aaron Rodgers because he never, Aaron Rodgers was never afraid to just say fuck you to his face.
Right.
Shafty's going in on, I'm reading what doctors are saying on Twitter. And granted, and he does this whole thing like we don't know anything. And then Scott Van Pelt goes, I love the internet doctors, but I'm told any doctor that doesn't see a patient is just a guesser. And I was like, dude, he just roasted you, Adam Schefter.
Dude, I love SVP. Scott Van Pelt
Yeah.
might be my favorite anchor
Yeah.
all time. I love it. All right, let's keep it moving. Your AFC maybe predicting the future here. Champions, Chargers taking on the Titans
Yeah, I
in
got-
Nashville.
Yep.
LA minus 3-point favorite. 45 is over under.
Yep. I got Chargers. Titans, they're going to be on a struggle bus. I think this is the end of Tannehill. I hate the idea of tanking, but if there's a team that needs to just tank for a high draft pick, a chance to get a quarterback, it's the Titans. They're a QB away. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but no, I think the Chargers are very good, and they lost to who I think is the best team in the AFC, and the Dolphins. I think the Chargers get it back. And 3 points as the spread, I'd take it. I'd take LA with the points.
Man, this is the game where I'm staying away from. Do not touch it. Don't buy the stock in this game because I can never count out Coach Vrabel's Titans. Yes, they're in a rebuild year. Yes, their
Yeah.
O-line is damaged. Has got holes in it. Derrick Henry's got some rust on him. Tannehill's at quarterback. But there's just something about Vrabel.
You're
He
right.
gets the
I
people
like Mike
going.
Vrabel too.
Yeah.
I just feel like they just need that quarterback coach marriage, and
Yeah,
they've got their
yeah.
coach. They got a new GM. They just need a quarterback. It's not Ryan Tannehill.
I agree. I think Tannehill has hit his ceiling of what he was going to be.
He never hit.
I hate to say
He
that.
just
Of-
he
I-
just plateaued.
No, I mean, I think he hit he exceeded his expectations of what he was supposed to be. To me,
Yeah.
I didn't think he was ever going to be worth a damn.
Yeah, he hit his
So-
glass ceiling.
Yeah. Give me everybody on the Chargers, but once again, I'm not betting this game. I'm not touching it because you never know about Coach Vrabel. He's the X factor.
Hmm.
Bucks Bears, Mayfield Fields, 41.5 to over under. Tampa Bay 3-point favorite
Hmm.
at home.
Oh man, this one's tough.
tough.
This was originally one I had the Bears winning, which is funny. I had Tampa beating Minnesota, and even
Yeah.
though I think Minnesota will be better than the Bears, I think the Bears do win this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with it, even though the Bears look way shittier than I knew they'd be bad. I didn't expect they'd be that bad, but they'll bounce back.
Yeah.
And I think who got either Devin White or Levante David actually got hurt. So I think that even helps. There might be some holes for Khalil Herbert. I'll take the Bears.
Chase Claypool went from the highest, like, man, this guy is the real deal. He could change the game as a tight end / flex / slot to he is terrible, lazy, good for nothing. It's rough
Too
to
much-
watch Chase Claypool play.
Too much TikTok.
Yeah,
Too
it's
much
rough.
TikTok.
Him and Jackson Mahomes been. I won't say that.
Mhm.
Anyways,
Mhm.
Mike Williams. I don't know if you saw the news. Passed away today. Buccaneers legend. He was in
Oh
a
my
construction accident and then put him.
I
in
thought
a
you meant
rehabilitation.
Chargers receiver. I was
No. Mike
like,
Williams.
jeez.
Yeah, Tampa. So I think Tampa's got a little heart to play with. I think Bears they're in the locker room saying, Chase Claypool, what the fuck are you doing? Let's get it together. Give me the Bucks to win here. Chiefs, Jags. One of these teams is first in the AFC right now. It's not the one you're thinking of. It's the Jags. Technically, they are in first place in the AFC. Yes, it's only week 1. Kansas City, 3-point favorite, though. It's in Duval County. Over on us at 51. Touchdown, Jesus. Cheeseburger Reed. Who do you take?
Man, this one's interesting. Chris Jones coming back.
Yep. 1
That
year.
helps. Can Kadarius Toney bounce back? I think that's the other question.
At
one
least
of
his
the
effort was
worst.
there. Brutal, though.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Brutal.
Man, this is a coin flip for me. But I don't know. Just Give me Doug Peterson. Give me the Jags. They're just
Dougie.
they're gonna do it, and I don't know what the stats are on the returning champ starting 0-2. I don't know what the numbers are, but I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Like, just because of who's not there from the Super Bowl, including Kelsey, Juju Smith-Schuster. It's just interesting.
There's some holes, but they could afford to lose some holes. Kelsey, he's not out yet. He's not ruled out. Remember, he was a game time day before decision for Chiefs, or day of.
Mm-hmm.
So he could still be back.
I'll take Jags.
Yeah. I think Jaguars and Duval County get a little taste of medicine here. You beat the Colts, but you've been beating the Colts for 4 years straight now. Nothing new, nothing impressive. Yeah. Kansas City gets it done.
This is one of those games like the Jags are going to score late and they could kick the extra point for overtime, but they're going to go for 2.
No, yeah.
Doug Peterson is just going to go 2.
Put your balls at. Let's go.
It's gonna be one of those games. This should be a good game.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a good game too. I might tease that over a little bit, but we'll see. All right. Speaking of Colts, Texans over on set 40. Indianapolis 1-point favorite. Rookie quarterback battle. AR5 Anthony Richardson taking on CJ Stroud and the Texans.
1 point is a stupid spread. By the way,
and it might be a push at this point.
I feel like you should have to make it like 2.5, no matter what. Yeah. Like you just have to choose one or the other.
I'm gonna see if it's swayed anyway, because it might have bounced back to Houston. Mm-hmm. You never know.
I would guess Indy would be the favorite. I would guess.
I would too,
just because Richardson's. You see him as a little bit better.
I think he's the most talented quarterback in the draft class.
I have no clue. You know what? Give me Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
Just in Houston, indoors. That was just a sloppy first game. It's not easy to play week 1 as a rookie, regardless, period. Yeah. But being quarterback and playing in just
sideways
rain and against the Ravens,
come on.
I didn't think he played that bad either. So I'll take the Texans in this one.
Give me AR5. Give me Andrew Richardson. I'm sticking to my gun here. This might be my Danny Dimes train that I die on. If I think Richardson's the best quarterback in this draft class, I think he gets enough done here. Give me Colts to win. Not touching it though. And I think the real winner is the person who does not have to sit here and watch this entire game. NFC battle, 49ers at Rams, San Francisco, 8-point favorite. Even though it's in Los Angeles, 44.5 is the over-under. Brock Purdy looked pretty damn good against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, and that was surprising. I thought that was going to be a closer game. I think everybody did. Rams, man, they found some weapons. Even not having Cup, they seem to have guys. It's hard not to pick the Niners, though. And I don't know about points, though. 8 is a lot, but with this team, I don't know. This might be the team you just take them with the points every week.
Just let it ride till it falls off.
Yeah, it's kind of what Philly was last year.
It was
it didn't matter. It didn't matter, how many points. You just take it, and that might be what the Niners are this year. So.
I think they covered 13 out of 17 weeks or 14.
I'd say, let's say Niners
-8 with the points. Give me Niners to win here too. Damn, the Rams look good though. It was Seattle, but there was a lot of people talking about Seattle might be able to do something there. Nah, they weren't. We Brock Purdy and the 49ers to get done though. I'm not sure if I'm going to touch the points, but you might be on something. If they go win by 9 points this week, 10 points, I'm sold. We're going to ride the 49ers in our parlay till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
I'm sold. All right. Giants Cards. This might be the no one gives a shit game about of the week. New York 5.5-point favorite. Their offense did not score a tutty. Over set at 39.5. Josh Dobbs trying to carve his way into the league here. What do you take?
I would take the Giants still. So Yeah, they had a rough go. Historically one of the worst week ones. How do you bounce back? They got to bounce back. So yeah, I take the Giants, but it doesn't look good.
It does not. I tell you what, the Cardinals look better than I thought they would against the Commanders. I thought Commanders were going to roll a little bit more than what they did, but that wasn't the case. Give me the Cardinals to win here. I think Arizona defends the desert out there. Give me Cards to win. Also, the true winners of this one, the people who don't have to watch a single second of it. Jets, Cowboys over and set 30.5. Dallas 8.5 point favorite. That line changed by 10 points. It was Jets minus 2.5. So, see what you want with that. It's tough.
Man, that's a tough draw for Zach Wilson. You know, you're gonna have Micah Parsons in your grill
Just all night long.
The Cowboys obviously look very good, but again, it's the Giants. It's kind of like this is a team that we're not expecting to win a ton of games. Maybe there was more hope than that. I like this matchup. I do.
Yeah.
I like this matchup. Defense. It's gonna be a defensive struggle. Everyone wants to take the Cowboys. I feel like that's why I want to say the Jets, the contrarian in me, just because I do think it could be a game.
That gets you in trouble sometimes, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I want, but Sauce is gonna lock down CeeDee Lamb. They're gonna give him trouble, and if the Cowboys don't score, it feels like if they keep him under 17, they could find a way to win. And I'm here for it. So yeah, Jets.
Wow.
JT Jets. Bring it.
JT. Oh man. I think this game's close to 8.5 points. I do think Dallas defense scores a tutty again. I think they're one of the best defense in the league until proven
And see,
otherwise.
that's my fear is the defense. Jets defense is going to play great, but Wilson's going to give.
He's going to throw a pick six, or he's going to get stripped, or something's going to happen, and they're going to have to make up a 14-point swing here. Yeah, give me Dallas to win.
But you know who's historically great against Dallas?
I know.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So if Aaron Rodgers is giving him plays,
but he might have surgery this week. He might not be worth a damn this week. I don't want to take the Cowboys just because. Did you hear the report that Dak went under anesthesia for his leg tattoo? Like he went under because he had 4 artists working on his massive leg tattoo, and so he decided to get anesthesia to not feel it. I was like, what a bitch rich move there, Dak. What a Cowboys move for you.
Man.
But yeah, give me Cowboys to win. All right, Commanders, Broncos over on set 39. Mr. Unlimited and the Broncos minus 3.5 point favorite. They looked as what I thought they would Sunday. The Broncos, nothing great, nothing terrible, middle of the road right now.
I would say Sam Howell excites me in
I like him.
Washington.
Yeah,
I'm curious what he can do, especially with those weapons. We talked about Terry McLaurin in our fantasy football episode.
Yeah.
Gosh, I love Terry, but he just hasn't had his guy. So hopeful this could be a step in that direction.
You got Ryan Robinson.
I think he struggles. I think Denver actually wins this one.
Yeah. I think Denver wins this one too. I think maybe I like the over here. I think we got 21-35 game or something here. But yeah, I think he struggles against Denver a little bit. Give me Denver. Battle of the rookie, or not rookie quarterbacks, but same quarterback class here. Tua, Mac, Fins at New England, 46.5 still over under. Miami, 2.5 point favorite. You're high on Miami right now. Tua's got that sleeve tattoo. He's throwing a different thing like Moana out there. Who do you take?
Yeah, but New England looked good against Philly,
They did.
and I'm all in on Kendrick Bourne too,
Dude,
the wide receiver
Bourne
for New
identity.
England.
let's go.
Yeah, that's Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Black Jason Bourne. That's really what it is.
That's how we-
Fins and Pats. Man, I was all talk about the Fins, and now I'm second guessing myself.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Look at you.
Now I'm
Look at
like
you.
now I'm like Bill Belichick knows they're the best, and he's gonna scheme something to get off their game. I've had too many upsets. I've gone against the grain too much, so I gotta take Miami.
I'm taking New England. I think for the reason you said, Belichick's got something schemed up his sleeve here for Tua. I think they come back to reality. I think Mac's got something to play for. He's like, yo, everybody's talking about Tua. Everybody forgot about Mac. Let me show what I can do. Give me New England to win here.
I would love to know what Belichick thinks of Tyreek Hill.
I would too.
Like,
I
I
would
would just
too.
love to see him trying to scheme against him, because I feel like Bill would just be like, "This guy's unguardable." Like he's like, we can try to slow him down, but this guy, this guy's gonna get us.
Well, so I think Bill Belichick's a big like Art of War guy. I don't know if you read the book Art of War. I think he's big into that. So I think he's gonna like kind of what you said. He's gonna let, hey, Tyreek Hill's gonna have his numbers. That's fine, but no one else can have numbers. We're gonna shut everyone else down. Make sure he gets 1, 2 tutties, no more than 2. Then we're good. We'll survive. We'll win this thing. So I'm with you. I'd be curious to see what he'd like in that defensive meeting. Monday Night Football doubleheader action. First one. Saints, Panthers. Over-under set 40. New England 3-point favorite. Derek Carr looked pretty good in New Orleans. Who do you take here?
Yeah, I'd take New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's just tough. It's gonna be a tough year for the Panthers.
It is. They just
Shout
signed
out to my mama.
Dana.
She's like, they didn't win for my birthday, but it's okay.
Hey, poor Mama Fitz. Panthers just got some help. They got Tyreek Cohen signed, Bun alum. You got to give him some love. He's come back from that Achilles tear and the ACL injury. So fingers crossed. I hope it works out for him. But yeah, give me New Orleans and give me New Orleans -3. I think they win by 10 points.
Who are the Fears? Saints at Fears.
Panthers.
Panthers.
All right, last game. AFC North matchup. Browns, Steelers. Over on set 39.5. Cleveland, 2.5 point favorite. You taking the Elves? Or you taking Steelers?
I would take Steelers.
Ooh.
I like Steelers defense. I thought the way they played last year at the end of the year was great.
good.
And that's why I expected more against the Niners. I thought they had figured out something defensively. You felt Kenny Pickett, you feel like he's going to be better this year. And maybe it's just a tough week 1 matchup. Granted, now you got Myles Garrett coming in. So it is close, but I do think the Steel deal is real. I'll take the Steelers.
All right, let me play this non-biased as I can. I'm gonna give you 2 names, and you tell me who you're gonna take. All right, don't mind the teams. Just tell me off their ability. Brock Purdy, Deshaun Watson.
Brock Purdy or Deshaun Watson?
Yep,
Between those two.
just those 2. You get to start your quarter. You get to start one season at head coach. Who do you want as your quarterback? Brock Purdy, Deshaun Watson. You're only looking at this 1 year.
It sucks. I mean, Deshaun. It's got to be Deshaun.
Okay, Deshaun. Running backs. Run CMC. Nick Chubb.
CMC.
Ooh. Okay. Myles Garrett. Bosa.
I see what you're doing here. I would take Bosa, but it's close. It's really close. It's really close.
Yo, I'm so pissed. I don't know if you saw Myles Garrett hit like a little basketball dribble between the legs and then fucking worked our center into a blender to sack Joe Burrow. I was so mad. For that reason, I'll take Myles Garrett. After watching Nick Chubb just take us down all day, I think Cleveland, they've got something there. I think Steelers defense has some growing pains to get through. They looked really good at the end of the season last year, but I think they've got some growing up to do before you get to that point. Give me Cleveland to win.
Man, that's a good pick.
That's how I went to it. I wanted to compare Pittsburgh.
That is. I like it.
All right, college football. We got 2 topics, and then we'll get out of here. We'll do our random question and move. All right. Week 2 roundup. Look at these games. Notre Dame took care of NC State kind of during a hurricane type of situation, 45-24. Our Mountaineers fell in overtime to UNC, 34-40. Ole Miss beat up on Tulane. That game was pretty in hand by third quarter. Iowa squeaks out against Iowa State. Oklahoma only hangs 28 on SMU, but they still win. A&M loses to Miami, 48-33. And the big one, in Tuscaloosa, in Nick Saban's country, Texas takes down Bama, 34-24. Look at those games. Anything surprise you? Any like jumping off point? You think this is the real deal? They were phony? Anything like that?
Would love to see Texas, how high they can climb.
Yeah.
That was a big game. You love
They're
to
at
see
number
a big,
4 right now.
Love to see a big matchup early in the year like that. As far as everything else, I hate UNC. Just painful.
It was tough.
Yeah. I don't know what else.
If we had a kicker that kicked one field goal, one of the early ones, we win that game. We don't go to overtime.
Yeah.
Not to put the blame on anybody. Our boy Joey Arguler balled out. We're gonna have him back on the pod one day. He was a phenomenal guest, and it was great watching him ball out. But yeah, now we got ECU, which we'll talk about here in a second. But yeah, I'm curious to see how real Texas is. How good is Quinn Ewers playing down there? How good is that ball club for Texas to go into Tuscaloosa and to beat Nick Saban?
That's tough.
Brutal.
And to handle them. I mean, I feel like they handled Bama pretty well.
Dude, yeah. Like that game, okay, it was a good first quarter. After that, Texas kind of started pulling away. They just started chipping away. And it was not like I don't know. It was not the typical Alabama thing we're looking at. But the good thing is it's early in the season. They can recover from that. It's the first time since 2007 the Tides lost to a non-conference opponent. First time since 2019 they've lost at home. So Texas, they might be real. Who knows? All right. This week's games, week 3's games to watch here. Number 11, Tennessee, traveling to Florida, the Swamp. Florida's unranked. They're 1-1. Tennessee barely beat Austin Peay, though. We'll see. ECU traveling up to Boone to App State. Love that game. Number 15, Kansas State, taking on 2-0 Missouri and Coach Drink. Wyoming, 2-0. Traveling to number 4, Austin, Texas. You might say, Coach, why is that on your list? Wyoming, not someone to take lightly. And you just celebrated a big win against Bama. Do they overlook Wyoming?
It's a recipe for disaster.
Number 14, LSU taking on 2-0 Mississippi State. And then Minnesota, 2-0, taking on number 20 UNC. It's 2-0 as well.
Go Gophers.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even care about ranking. I don't care about the whole you got to pull for them so it makes us look better. Nah, screw that. Go Golden Gophers.
I like
Go
it.
PJ Fleck. We don't care.
Let's keep rolling, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm putting Tennessee on upset alert. I'm just going to go ahead and like that. All Nation, I'm sorry. I'm a big supporter of you. I love Tennessee football. I love Tennessee baseball. It's been electric to watch, but you're on upset alert right now. Handle your business in the Swamp, then we can talk. You did not look good last week. Kansas State, I'm going ahead and mark it up. You get an L. Coach Drink's going to hand you that L. Give me Missouri to win. The other one's toss-up.
Watch out for those timekeepers at Chapel Hill. They put 23 seconds on the clock at the end of the first half to give Drake May a little drive. Thank goodness he didn't do anything. And then they screwed themselves in the foot in the fourth quarter. They botched the time again, and they iced their own kicker.
Dude.
So those timekeepers, they're trying. They're trying to do
Yeah.
something down there,
Little
and
home field advantage.
just got to keep an eye on it.
Dude, all right, so Sean Clark called that timeout, and then he like shanked the kick. I'm like, oh fuck, now they're definitely gonna hit it.
Uh-huh.
But then I started thinking about it because they went into like a longer break because the clock situation. I'm like, yo, this guy's in his head now. The kicker is a head case. He's gonna miss this worse, and he did. And I was like, Sean Clark might be a genius.
Well, I love
This-
the
this
guy.
might have worked
I love
out.
the announcer. He's like, I've stepped in the tee box and I've shanked 2 in a row.
Yeah,
I was like, oh man, yeah.
I love it. Cool. App State fans, they're going to ECU game. Give us those video clips, send them in. We'll post them on Instagram and Twitter for you. It'll be good. All right. Pub parlay. Let's make some money.
Hmm.
And then we'll do a random question. Talked a lot of NFL bets. It's whatever you want. Let's take it.
Man, we haven't done football.
I know it feels good. Feels good. I'll tell you what. Me and Dr. Price, Andrew Price. I muffed up. I took Tulane over Ole Miss, but that was before I knew the starting quarterback was injured and not playing. So that one has an asterisk on it. I still think we're undefeated in football season. Let's keep it rolling.
Can I take the Golden Gophers
Yeah, over UNC.
over UNC?
Do it.
Let's do it.
I love it.
Golden Gophers.
Minnesota over UNC. Marking it down now. Oh, shout out App. They're I'm not taking them, but they're a 10-point favorite at home against ECU. That feels good. I feel like this is a game we have to win because I feel like us and ECU are on the same level of like getting recruits. So I think if we win here, it gives us more recruits. So it's a battle swing. But Minnesota money line over UNC. I like that. They are a dog on the road, but PJ Fleck, they're going to keep the bus rolling, the boat rowing, not the bus. I'm going to take NFL. And it's one of the games we just talked about. I don't know. I think the more we sat there and talked about it, and the more we went in on it. See, I got 2 of them. I know one of them you're not going to like. I was going to take New England money line over Miami, but I want to keep us happy. I want to keep us feeling good about our picks here. I'm going to take Tampa over Chicago.
Oh boy, in Baker.
And Baker we trust.
We trust. Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to go with. All right, random question. You got one for us?
No. I may have one, but I don't know. It's not.
Lay it out. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, I've been
Didn't do
watching a
that.
lot of like courtroom movies, like court dramas.
You want the truth?
Yeah, it started with being on a plane, and they had A Few Good Men.
Oh,
Best plane ride I was ever on, by the way. Flying direct from Minneapolis to Asheville.
hey.
Delta's movie selection, fire.
Wow. Dude, they
I put
Delta
on-
is the best.
Put on A Few Good Men, and literally, like, right when it was the big scene, the You Can't Handle the Truth, they're like, we are now descending into Asheville. We'll be landing in 20 minutes. I was like, this is perfect. Like, just literally just got on a plane, watched a movie, and then I was home.
That's awesome.
So yeah, but anyway, that got me watching a lot of court movies, or I don't even know if you say court dramas, but
Court dramas, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of funny though, because like court movies are they're basically sports movies. Like that's basically what they are.
I like that.
It's like
Yeah,
you
that's
pull
good.
for the underdog. You
Good
watch
take.
the team of lawyers or whoever has to come together. They gotta defy the odds. But
I
it's
like
just
that.
like I don't know. So I watched A Time to Kill.
Ooh.
I think Runaway Jury's next on my list. I think that's my next one. Yeah, but I was just gonna say, what's the best court movie?
Ooh. I tell you what, me and the wife literally just watched this one. Liar, Liar.
Liar, liar.
It was a great movie. I hadn't watched it in
It's
years.
a great court movie.
Yeah. And he has to tell the truth, and he somehow
Yeah.
wins the last. Like it's all kind of fell into place. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
If
Yo,
I can't take
Dad,
Few Good,
Big Daddy is also a court
Oh.
movie.
that's a golden one. That is a golden one, man. I
They
love
go
it.
together like lamb and tuna fish.
Hip hop anonymous, damn you. Yeah. That's a good one too. Yeah, Few Good Men, I feel like that's God tier. Like that's
Mhm.
probably everyone's number one. So not touching
Yeah.
that one. Out of recent bias, I'll take Liar Liar.
Yeah. I also like To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm not gonna
Ooh,
lie.
that's a good one.
Like for an old movie. I usually watch that around. That's a good fall movie.
Yeah.
Do you think of the fall play where Scout Finch is dressed in the ham and encounters
Yeah.
Mr. Yule? Yeah,
That's
there's
a
a good.
solid one.
It's a good autumn film.
Yeah. I like it.
But I don't know that I don't know if it's my favorite, but I'll shout it out. That's
Yeah.
that's a good
Little
one.
shout out. Yeah. Legally Blonde, I feel like that deserves a good shout out. Good little
Oh,
twist
yeah.
at the end there. I like
Yes.
that. That's a good one.
Yeah, there's some obscure ones. Like that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
It's like there's movies you're like, wait, that's a court. Yeah, it's like that's a.
It's like Big
Like-
Daddy. Like I didn't even think about that one being in the realm of it.
Isn't Mighty Ducks? Isn't that a court movie?
It is, yeah.
Mighty
'Cause he gets
Ducks.
the DUI. He was a
technically.
lawyer. Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna change my answer. There it is.
There's way too many.
Yeah. Any movie that's shown a court case.
Goodfellas is technically a court movie. There's a court scene, I guess. I don't know if that makes it a court movie.
Yeah, I guess we had to come up with like parameters. Like it needs 10 minutes of screen time for a courtroom. Anything less is not classified. Yeah. I like that though.
Yeah.
That's good. Good question, man. Good episode. Just us two, but it felt good. Felt good to have Dr. Fitz on. Preacher Man Fitz. Doctor of the Bible Fitz. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta think of a new outro because the
Yeah.
movie quotes ain't doing it. We've had some awkward. I feel like there needs to be like a quick piece of advice, you know, almost like Jerry's last word on Jerry Springer.
Yeah. Well, Fitz, here's your last word because here's the outro.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Choose love. Everybody
would-
choose love.
We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
Pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
I'm a
Man, I'm
prep,
gonna get real
I'll
theological
prep a
on y'all.
homily at
I
the
think
end
we're
of
all a
every
little
episode.
soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Let's get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. So that last thing you said, Fitz? Last
I'm
little
a
bit you said?
prep a homily, like that's like a small
Yeah.